Muchala, muchala, muchala. Jabulani bonke, jabulani bonke, jabulani bonke, jabulani.
Hey, thanks everybody. That was a song by Johnny Clegg, he's from South Africa, and I guess you'd call that like a, Joe, you said it was like a township jive kind of a groove. So we just today wanted to demonstrate just a couple of different grooves from Africa that the group plays. And actually, does anybody have any questions at the moment for anybody? It's really hard to see, but there we go. So far, so good. So, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of communication visually, like I get cues, and when somebody's done with their solo, then they'll look, and then I'll do a little fill, and then we'll get into the next section, which happens a lot in this music. It's as you'll see, when Siama, our lead guitar player, that's Siama Matuzungiri, and when he's playing, he'll look to me when he's done with his phrase to do a fill to get us into a new section or a chord change. So it's really up to the drums to kind of set the tone for the different sections. But yeah, there is, it's kind of, there's a formula there. There's like a shell of a structure, but we like to keep it, so that, okay, you want to take another solo, fine, cool. And, the keyboard can have one, the guitar they can trade back and forth or whatever. So, yes, to answer your question. Anybody else? Well, let's play another tune then. This next tune is entitled Bolingo, and Siama wrote this tune. And this has elements of rumba in the beginning, and then it goes into what's called sukus. And we can talk about it after we get done playing.
Ekomiko benda mindondo mikolo nyonso koswana mpona zuwa ye. Lelo nazwi décision toboma bolingo yango kende omeka nzoto luka mibali misusu. Mibali batandi na mboka belela bayoka yo mama. Lelo nazwi décision toboma bolingo yango aye. Bolingo yanga na yo ekomiko benda mindondo mikolo nyonso koswana mpona zuwa ye. Lelo nazwi décision toboma bolingo yango kende omeka nzoto luka mibali misusu. Mibali batoni na mboka belela bayoka yo mama. Lelo nazwi décision toboma bolingo yango aye.
Surpresa, Marimba Africa. Ah, Papa Siama.
Dombolwe, mamen dombolo, dombolwe, shalita dombolo. Tango tozala kibande, tozala kikobina malamu. Lelata komi bampaka mikuwa komi makasi. Tango tozala kibande, tozala kikobina malamu. Lelata komi bampaka mikuwa komi makasi.
So actually, I misspoke. It's not really rumba. It's actually zouk, and a zouk beat is the drum part is pretty much the three side of the clave. And variations on the hi-hat and whatnot. And so that's really when the vocal part's going on, I'm doing this zouk beat, so trying to keep things a little bit underneath. But as soon as the vocals are all done, then we get into a section called the seben, which means to jam. That is, I think the translation, Siama or Joe, correct me if I'm misspeaking. But that's when the singing's all done and the guitar, the lead kicks in, and then I go to the snare, and that's what's called sukus. And so we got this kind of marching, with accents on the snare. And I think what we're going to do now is we want to just demonstrate, kind of break it down and build it up, the rhythms that are going on in this section, this particular section, the seben. So why don't we start with Mr. Joe Shalita on the rhythm guitar, if we could. Just build us a little rhythm bass, and then we'll add our parts on top so you can see how it all fits together. Okay, so sorry, we're going kind of fast with this because we want to be able to play a couple more tunes and answer questions, but that's basically the gist of it. We got this rhythm bass. The snare is the kick is holding it down with 4 on the floor, right? And the snare accents and the bass part. Actually, let's listen to the bass in relationship to the guitar, the rhythm guitar, because there's some really cool rhythms, and I highly recommend you guys checking out some of this music. That's it's really huge. It's been really a big part of music in Africa for a long time, and in Europe it's huge. And there's a lot of great artists you can check out, like Kanda Bongo Man, and Kofi Olomide, Samba Mapangala. There's just a bunch. I can't think of all of them off the top of my head, but if you just type in Sukus, you'll find all kinds of cool stuff and to check out. So let's just do a little taste of the rhythm guitar and the bass. And I guess I'll play along, but I'll keep it underneath so that it's real quiet. So anyway, so that's kind of what happens in Sukus. So you have these different sections where it's the singing, and then when the singing's done, it goes into this lead jam section part. Questions? We've been together in various forms, members and whatnot for, gosh, I don't know, Joe, how long has it been? You had your group when you first came to town, like back in the mid-'80s?
Yeah, I think altogether we've been about 10 years altogether.
With us, with the current lineup, yeah.
Yeah, about 10 years.
Anybody else? Sorry? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, my name Siama Matuzungi. I'm from the Congo, Republic Democratic of the Congo.
Hey, Siama, what was the language you were singing in Bolingo? Can you talk about your language a little bit?
Yeah, that called Lingala. In the Congo, we used to be colonized by Belgians. So we have French as national language, and the home language is Lingala. And we have Kikongo, because we have like 500 dialects. So it is big country, kind of. They just choose several languages to communicate. Yes.
My name is Joe Shalita. I was born in Tanzania. I was raised in Uganda and Kenya, and I initially came to the United States back in 1972. My background with music, of course, is with African music, and the most popular form of music in East Africa and Southern Africa is the music from Congo, from the Congo Democratic Republic, where Papa Siama is from. And so a lot of us listen to the music from his country, which was the most popular, and that's how I got interested in music. Also listening to a lot of Congolese bands. Then when I came to this country, I started listening to other formats, other genres, rhythm and blues, rock and roll, funk, and things like that. And so it's been a very wonderful journey traveling. With respect to African music is mostly based on call response. You know, I think that's the basic gist of African music. It's always call response, and that's the roots of our music.
My name is C. Harris. They know me here as Chico. I was born in the great state of Texas, and I spend my time now as a touring artist between Minneapolis and Las Vegas.
I am Paul Stever. I'm the faculty here from the Cheese State. Yeah, the Packers are on top, yes. Quick story about how I got into this group. And it's very interesting. Actually it's because of sound people. The sound man at a particular club mentioned to me that this group was looking for a drummer, so always be nice to your sound people. So Ryan and Todd, you guys are the best, you know? So you never know where you're gonna get a gig. It's really important to always have a good attitude, put your best foot forward, and don't have an attitude, you know? It's important. So I got this gig through a sound man. And so, yeah, these guys have taught me this music. I never dreamed that I would be playing, you know, in African music with guys actually from Africa and playing this music. And, you know, it's been a long process for me to get it sounds simple when you listen to it, but to try to recreate it and make it feel good is a whole nother story. So it's still a work in progress for me, but it's been a lot of fun.
My name is Bingo. I'm from Liberia, and opposite side of the East. So my style of music is different. I'm more of a high life, but I'm learning Sukus. So Siama over there is teaching me, like Paul said.
Bingo's very new to the group. He's only been with us, I don't know, maybe 6 months. So he's like doing a great job.
Yeah, so it's not as easy as you think it is, especially playing the bass, actually. So it's fun, though.
My name is Cheryl. I'm from Iowa. And we, as you all know, Iowa's like a hotbed for international music. And okay, all right. So in Minneapolis, I was able to, like, be nice to people. Don't have an attitude. Open your mind and your heart, and things will come to you. And I was lucky enough to start work with a calypsonian locally, Cyril Paul, who's been making music longer than any of us have been alive, and even me. And then through him, I was able to meet people like, Shalita and Siama and Paul Stuber all have worked with him over the years. And just different configurations of music are born from the motherland, as we all know. And and I've been close to a lot of different people from other places. And for example, we are playing some music, and somebody from this country might say, "Oh, that's Latin." Well, from what I've been told, when you hear the same music played in Africa, they'll say, "That's music." Okay, so be careful how you call things, because music is music, no matter where it's from. And we have our references, but just if you can just open your ears. Anyway, I'm really happy for you guys to have. This is not like where I went to school. this is awesome. And I was able to hear some jazz, but I was never able to hear this kind of magic. So you guys count your blessings. This is a fantastic opportunity here. So.
Any other questions? Practice? What's practice? Well, let's see.
Which year you're talking about?
Yeah, we go through phases where we're really where we're like every other week for we've got a steady thing, and then all of a sudden life gets in the way, and then we're not rehearsing for 2, maybe 3 months, and so it's very, to answer your question, it's it really depends, on everybody's busy, crazy schedule, and trying to. We had to rehearse more when we got Bingo in the group to get him up to speed, but he had to do a lot on his own. But it's just we just try to arrange rehearsals whenever we can. We try. It's like I said, it just really depends on what's going on with everybody. So it's definitely not a set schedule at the moment.
I will tell you though, rehearsing is a very important part of locking in the sound that you need to have as a group. But your main focus should be on practicing, woodshedding yourself, making sure when you get to that rehearsal, you're prepared to do what you need to do. We all have a different part here, and it's a lot of times you get to a rehearsal, and the rehearsal's a stump because someone didn't take care of business at home. You go to school to pick up this trade. I assume this is what you want to do in various natures of it. If you're playing an instrument or whatever, make sure that you work on your craft. Make sure when you come to that rehearsal or that set or that session that you're prepared to do it, because there are a lot of things that can go wrong in a night of playing. You don't need any help with that. That's just the law of nature. It just will happen. But make sure that you have your part down and try to do what you need to do to influence this group to be better as whatever it is that they do, regardless of the genre. Each one of these guys I've actually played with in different groups. Soca, Calypso, which Brazilian, whatever it is. It all kind of comes in the past, but it all still comes down to your own personal training, your own personal beliefs. And that's staying focused on what you need to do and work on your craft before you get to that rehearsal. So rehearsals are important, but practice is even better.
All right. Let's get to another tune. What do you say? Should we skip ahead and go to Wavy? We'll do that? Yeah. We don't have much time left.
bongele kuba suseza mama lumuki mosinsangu za kuvata batata ngolo za umutanzi ba mama ngolo za umutsengo nizibongele bongele kuba za suseza mama imbye imbitala mono mama bisalanga imbye o imbitala mono mama bisalanga imbye imbye o imbitala mono bisalanga o imbiko imbye imbye o imbitala mono bisalanga mama bisalanga imbye o imbi imbi bamame bika mwana wame imbi imbi bamame bika mwana wame imbi imbi bamame bika mwana wame bika mwana wame bike oh imbi ye bika mwana wame bike oh imbi ye oh imbi bika mwana wame imbi ko imbi dala mono bisalange ko imbi oh imbi dala mono bisalanga ye imbi dala mono mama bisalanga oh imbi dala mono mama bisalanga.
Thank you.
Salange imbie oh imbi dala mono buisalanga ye imbie oh imbi dala mono mama buisalanga imbie oh imbi dala mono mama buisalanga imbie imbi tala mono buisalange imbie imbie oh imbi tala mono buisalanga imbie imbi tala mono mama buisalanga imbie oh imbi tala mono mama buisalanga imbi go.
Something like that. Something like that. Can't do an African production, set without doing a 6/8 tune. So there's lots of fun with that tune. We don't have a whole lot of time left. So questions? Any more questions? Did everybody feel that 6/8 tune? Was the dotted chord one? Today we're doing, that was actually an original also by Siama. We're doing, kind of decided to do originals today. Actually, I'm sorry, the first song was a cover. That was Johnny Clegg. So that was, but everything else, Bolingo that we played, this last tune we played, and I think we're going to do one more. They're all original tunes. Yeah. I think somebody with the language is going to have to tell you that.
This song is about the vulture. In the village in the Congo, when I was young, we had a lot of vultures come steal our chickens. You know, those birds who eat chicken, baby chicken. So when I reached here, I remember my dad, in the past, I remember my dad saying, every time you see a vulture flying above you, you have to hide, because sometimes they might take me. So every time I see a vulture running above, I'm like, ah. If I have a friend, I run up, Paul, run, vulture coming. So when I came here, I'm like, oh man, my dad was funny. So I made up a song about it.
Them vultures just they just don't have a good reputation, do they?
No.
Anybody else? Okay, we'll do one more quick one, okay? This is a reggae tune called Reggae Power by Joe Shalita.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. What's that? We do not. Some of the individuals in the group have, but collectively we haven't put together a CD as of yet. Yeah. Anybody else?
Paul told me that Yo wanted us to record an album right here, so we'll see.
Yeah. I'm sorry? Yeah, I mean, I actually didn't realize that I had an aptitude to play drums until I was in 5th grade, and the music teacher brought a drum set in and said, okay, do this with your right hand, do this with your left hand, do this with your right foot, which it was just a simple rock beat, and everybody went up there and tried to get it going and struggled, and it was I just kind of went up there and was able to sort of like put it together, and it's like, wow, I mean, that was the first time I'd ever played, really, and so it's like, hey, maybe this is something I can do, so from there I got kind of excited and inspired to try to continue on with drums, and so I tried to get in the 5th grade band, and the band director said, sorry, pal, we've got 14 drummers, we don't need another one. So I said, okay. So my dad had a cornet in the closet, so I ended up playing that until I was a freshman in high school, and then I switched to drums. But I think, pretty early on I was really into it, and I don't know, I'll speak for you guys. What inspired you to pick up the instrument?
Oh, I was born in a seminary, so my dad was chef. The seminarist had a room full of equipment, but no kid from the people who work for the seminary was interested learning music. So I went to a priest and said, I want to play a piano. I want to learn how to play a piano. He said, oh, okay, I'll teach you. And then I went to first lesson. The second, I'm like, oh, this piano, too hard. I don't want it. What do you want? Learn now. I said, guitar. Then they gave me one Gibson guitar and to carry home. I didn't have any teacher. So I didn't even know how to tune until maybe after 2 years, went to different school and I found a friend who used to play. He thought to me at the beginning. And just now teaching myself, most.
I think we're going to cut it here and do one more tune real quick. This is a song called Malembe, written by Siama. And we'll do kind of, I guess, sort of a shortened version. See, most of these things, the tunes that we play, they're actually, it's not like a 5-minute pop tune in Africa. When you start a tune, you'll play a tune to 10, 15 minutes. There's no reason to stop, It's like people are dancing, having a good time. It's like it keeps going, There's no reason
But since you
to
won't
stop.
dance, we
Yes.
have to stop.
Malembe, 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 malembe. Malembe, 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 malembe. Yanga na yo ezali ya suka te. Tozonga na mboka epai ya bapara. Yanga na yo mama ezali ya suka te. Tozonga na mboka na bana na biso ye. Tobota bana mindele, bana mindele. Tobota bana mindele mame, bana mindele. Bagenda kolia kwanga na mboka ye. Bagenda kolia kwanga na Paris ye. Mama ngana lingio, na lingio. Teringa na bonio mame, na bonio. Na beleli, bakanga. Malembe malembe kake, malembe malembe tokokoma yo, 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 yo. Malembe, 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 malembe. Two
Hey, thanks a lot, everybody. Thank you.